Hey guys, you want to see Spider-Man in his own movie for the MCU? Well, since everybody loved him in on Captain America Civil War, it'd basically be fitting enough to give him another reboot on Spider-Man Homecoming. Now keep in mind, this is not the only time this is not the first time we had a reboot. Back in 2012, there was a reboot called The Amazing Spider-Man. Now to give you a heads up, I have seen all of them, and I will talk about what I thought about them right now. The first three films, directed by Sam Raimi, came out years ago. The first one was actually a really good start for a Spider-Man movie. The second film was one of my favorite sequels. The third one, I don't quite think it's as bad as everybody else made it out to be, but don't get me wrong. There's some definite stupid moments in it, like very, very stupid moments in that movie. But I'd be lying if I said I actually enjoyed it fine. Or like as a decent movie, I will say. It's a decent flick. The Amazing Spider-Man was awesome. But I don't quite think it was as great as Spider-Man 2, but it was close though. Amazing Spider-Man 2, kind of the same thing as for Spider-Man 3. Like problems, yes, but it's not like incredibly stupid, but it has definite flaws, especially that ending. So yeah, that's what I gotta say with the other Spider-Man movies. But honestly, nonetheless, this one is actually the best Spider-Man movie in general. Oh, why? Well, just keep in mind that this film almost, like if you saw the trailer to it, it was made by Columbia Pictures, but just keep in mind, this wasn't like produced, but it wasn't really like necessarily released by them or something. Well, I could be wrong, but honestly, I still consider it as a Disney film. So, oh, so honestly, the story we have seen it before. No, not that we've seen it before. Sorry, but the story we have of our main character of the film, Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland. It starts off with him doing a video of himself trying, like he's off to go to Germany with Tony Stark and Happy Hogan, played again by Robert Downey Jr. and John Farrow. Oh, and it's a really good opening too. He shows us clips of what happened in Captain America Civil War, and he shows us the first time that we see the actual suit. Well, then he does a trick, does a flat backflip, and then Happy, when he comes in, he's like, we're in the scene. I'm like next door to you. Oh my god. And then it does open up on trying to be like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man or something, and it probably has the best cameo in any the best Stanley cameo ever. Or like he stops this guy for thinking that he's actually stealing the car, and everyone's like yelling at him, and then Stanley's like, "Don't make me come over there, you punk!" Oh, that cracked me up so hard. Like I'm like, oh my god, that's the best. Like it's like the best Stanley cameo, along with his cameo in Big Hero 6, or like with the underwear trick. Like I wear him front, I wear him back, I go inside out, and then I go front and back. Oh, wow, that is both disgusting and awesome. So, but anyway, but also it also opened up with our main villain of the film, on Vulture, played by Michael Keaton, who takes place right after the first Avengers movie, after the climax. Then he's been gathering up all the alien technology that was released from Thanos. Then he makes it into his own weapons, and I gotta admit that's a very clever idea. But later on, Peter Parker finds out, and then what do you call it? And tries to stop and find the people who are taking them. But then he finds what do you call it? The Shocker. But then the Shocker, who I won't give away, something happens to him later on, but still, what do you call it? Or not? But basically, he falls into the water, and then Tony Stark, one of Tony Stark's automatic Iron Man suits picked him up, and then he's like calling him, and then he's on saying that he's not here, he's in a different country, and that's also hilarious, wasn't clever, but he does try. But Peter tries to hack his suit, belongs to his friend, who basically finds out that he's actually the Spider-Man. So like he's one of the people that he knows that he's Spider-Man. So but he actually goes on a trip to Washington D.C. only for a field trip or something, and then something else happens to the Washington Monument on his stuff, and a really cool action scene as well. And then later on in the film, he gets into trouble, because what do you call it? He gets into trouble because he told Tony Stark that he was in a band practice. But basically he was trying to stop the Vulture from destroying that to stealing the other equipment, and also he basically almost destroyed the ferry. And then they basically get into an argument. It's probably like one of the best scenes in the movie. Or like when he was saying like, "No, this is where you zip it. All right, the adult is talking." That was like, I'm like, holy shit. Pardon my language, but still. I'd never seen him like that before. But it does show, like, he actually does care for Peter Parker as well. Which I will talk about the heartfelt moments in this movie later on. But he does ask but Peter does ask one of the girls to go on a date with him, and then there's a big twist as to it, and it's and when I saw him, like, but he does stop the Vulture later on, and then we have to prepare for him for Avengers 3, because Tony Stark gives him back the suit, but gives him a new one, like the Iron Man Spider-Man suit. Well, then that's basically about it. Kind of a standard story about like trying to prove to yourself to another person, but the way they tell it, obviously, is really fresh, and very natural. The chemistry of the characters are very well made, and the relationships are really great too. Him and the relationship with Tony Stark is really great, and on him and his Aunt May is really well done too. It's very heartfelt. That's the other praise I gotta give to this film. The heartfelt moments are really great. Like I mentioned before, like the argument between him and Tony Stark, is fantastic. Like the way he was talking to him, it looks like he legitimately cares for him. Like he almost thinks that he's like his own son. Because it's like he knows like what he's been going through. He lost his family, like his mother and father and his Uncle Ben and stuff. Which they never talk about Uncle Ben in the film, actually. They don't like go up to an actual origin story. It just takes place right after Captain America's Civil War. So, and the jokes in this movie, they're hilarious. It's a hilarious film. This was actually like the funniest one until the next film came out. The next MCU movie came out, and there's like this really great running gag, that there's these guys that are saying, like they have the hots for Ant-Man in this film, and it's super hilarious all the time you hear it. I really have to admit, yeah, she is actually kind of hot. So what do you call it? Let's talk about my absolute favorite thing about the film. It's not just Tom Holland as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Of course, he's the best ever. Like I mentioned in Captain America Civil War. The actual best thing in the movie is Michael Keaton as the villain. I'd be lying if I said he's actually just as good as either Batman actually, I think he's just as good as he was as Beetlejuice. Don't get me wrong, that's probably his funniest performance ever. But the way he's performing as the Vulture, he's just so cunning, and he's almost like determined to get what he wants. But then he actually has a little bit of a soft side for Peter Parker a bit, because he knows that he's Spider-Man. Like early on in the film, and he like threatens to, like, saying, "If you get in my way, I will kill you, and I'll find whoever you love." But then later on, he actually gets a little bit more of a soft spot for him after the big climax of the film, because Peter saves him from death. The visual effects in this film are really great too. on the orchestra done by the Iron Giants composer and the Incredibles composer as well. Well, it does a really good job in this film as well. So even the action scenes are really great too. There's a lot of great comedy, a lot of great characters, and a lot of great excitement. So overall, I think it's the best Spider-Man movie, along with Spider-Man 2. If you want to just see a Spider-Man movie that you actually see a guy play, that you actually see someone actually playing Spider-Man, that will actually. Alright, let me start again. If you're looking for for a movie that must be like a fun movie and has a good story and would be like a good Spider-Man film in general, this is the film for you. Also, like you'll definitely get your money's worth. Just definitely check it out on Redbox or something. I'm surprised they haven't released it on Netflix, but I mean, besides, it is an MCU movie anyway. But my brother has it on Blu-ray anyway. But if you haven't seen the movie yet, definitely check it out. It's really truly worth your time. But if you have seen it, what did you think about it? Just comment below, follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Stardust, and I will see you later on. Take care.